So this has been my latest obsession. These are called Cinelifters. Basically, your fully manual, high-performance acrobatic FPV drone, but instead of it carrying a GoPro, it carries a cinema camera.
Didn't crash it yet. It is scary flying something so expensive, but kind of makes it more fun too.
Now, the way you fly these are very different from a typical drone because it's fully manual. Most drones, you can kind of let go of the controller. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Hold on. Ooh, I really messed that one up. I think I have to replace the motors. That was not a good crash. You can't just let go of the controller or else it'll do what that just did. But yeah, when it comes to learning how to fly FPV, crashing is definitely a big part of it. Now the Sony FX6 that's on here is actually a really ideal FPV camera. It comes in at just 2 pounds, has built-in ND filters, records gyro data, doesn't have IBIS. But the feature that I'm most excited about is the 4K 120. In this video, I want to test out high-speed cameras on high-speed drones. Now the thing with FPV is that a lot of times the best shots come from when you're right there in the middle of the action. So it could definitely be a high risk, high reward type of thing. Oh crap, I can't see.
You can't see anything?
No, nothing. Hold on.
Okay, slow, you're about to hit.
Just in case you thought my FPV addiction couldn't get any worse. Whoa! Shout out to Lumenier and Get FPV. This is the QAV Pro. Last week we went out and flew some FPV drones with Sammy and Josh, and I was filming with the O3 air unit at 120 frames per second. And what's kind of cool about 120 frames per second is that the math works out so that if you play it back on a 24 frame per second project as well as a 30, and it has an evenly distributed amount of frames. Now of course you could take that footage and slow it way down, but if you want that footage to still look like it's moving, you have to be moving the camera fast as well. Now, of course, when it comes to my experience with these Cinelifters, I started off with the iFly Taurus X8, which kind of got me started and also taught me some lessons on how not to crash. And then we started flying a little bit more with the bigger brother, the X8 Pro. And with that, we've flown all kinds of different cameras and stuff. But that one also, I do need to do a little bit of work on. This has 3150 motors, so bigger than what I'm used to flying here, and 9-inch propellers, so just bigger all around. Before I fly with the FX6, I want to just kind of get used to the thing, and I have a dummy weight on there.
It's just gotta make me nervous because it thinks the battery is somewhere where it's not.
This battery's super freaking low. I gotta land over here.
Yep, land to the right of that big bush.
I think I would have learned my lesson for the first time I flew the battery too low, but I saw the numbers dropping pretty quick and I was like, oh crap. I just set it down over there. That's what I get for not coming back in time.
Figured it out. Just had to go into beta flight and adjust a few of these parameters. These are nothing like the DJI drones that basically tell you when you're on a low battery and flies itself back basically. You have to keep an eye on the voltage.
Let's try the real thing now. Honestly, it flies freaking great. Like I can barely tell that the camera's on there. Yeah, I can whip this thing around pretty good, actually.
The one thing I do wish it had was GPS. Not necessarily for like the GPS recovery, but I like to be able to look in the corner and see how fast I'm going so I could brag.
This thing handles really good considering what I'm kind of pushing it through.
That was fun. All right, so basically my goal for this week is to fly a fast camera, 120 frames per second, on a fast drone. So 120 kilometers an hour. I gotta do the calculations there. Pretty sure it could do that.
All right, first dive with the camera. All right, got 4 minutes of flight time. That's pretty good.
Let's see if I can hit that landing pad, all right?
Does it count? I mean, the propellers are kind of poking out, but...
Now, just like anything that makes a lot of noise, it also draws a lot of attention, and there's definitely a few questions that everybody asks. How fast can that thing go? And in this case, this is the Lumenier QAV Pro, and this is supposed to be able to fly over 86 miles per hour, but there are Cinelifters out there that can go faster. This is using the DJI O3 air unit to send the video across, so in perfect conditions, we could get up to 10 kilometers. Currently, they do come with the original air unit, but they set this one up with the O3 for me because I love the range and the quality out of the new one, and they are going to be selling with the O3 as well. Now, even though this video is more about flying big cameras on big drones, I still love flying the little ones. I mean, with a small drone, I could just whoop, okay, line it up. and then just bail out last second. There's definitely some pros and cons to heavier setups like this. Like, it definitely has a lot more weight and you feel it. It's kind of the difference between trying to stop a bowling ball versus a baseball, right? This takes a little bit more momentum, so you have to pull out of dives a little bit early and all that. But I feel like the benefit of this weight is that when I'm approaching a gap, there's not much of this like, whoa, it's just kind of like solid and locked on. So I do feel like when I'm approaching like a gap or something, I just have that finer control. So it's definitely a different flight experience, but I honestly love it. Like, it's so much fun. I'm having so much fun right now. Anyways, we're just stopping by here real quick to help out on a shoe. We're getting a Porsche that's driving down this road over here.
Fun?
Oh yeah.
A little stressful.
Always a little like exciting.
It's always stressful.
Any little mistake and it's like $10,000 gone. I'm gonna try diving that mountain right there, but it's in the shade, so the exposure is gonna change when I get there. I'm actually gonna use the auto ND exposure. So my shutter speed, my f-stop, and ISO all stay locked in. The variable ND actually adjusts my exposure. Yeah, so flying with auto exposure. This will be interesting. So here the auto exposure is probably closing way down because I got the sun going straight down the lens here. But I would say this is probably a good turnaround point right here. And gonna go in for the dive. Oh. Man, these things fall so much faster than what I'm used to. As soon as I kind of just like let off and just go into a free fall, like this thing just goes. So yeah, man, this is pretty epic out here though. And I'm very curious what the auto exposure is doing. Don't show this landing, show the other one where I got it spot on.
That was perfect.
Oh, perfect. I think we finally got some good lighting and a cool subject.
Does he know how to do wheelies? Oh, yeah. There he goes. Getting some speed. Holy crap. He must be hitting at least 50. Definitely going so fast. Holy cow. I'm almost at full throttle here. These are some fast wheelies here. Huge shout out to Kale. We were just driving around and we saw him on his bike and we were like, can we film you? And here we are now. I am super excited to see this footage.
You got great comedic timing too. They're like, can you do wheelies?
Yeah, and then just instantly like, oh my God, look at this mud on here.
They're like, oh, they're a PB2.
Hey, what's going on? Are you the other pilot?
Yeah.
How's it going? Gee, nice to meet you, man.
I love your stuff, by the way.
Appreciate it. I heard another drone. It's like, that sounds like an FPV flying a cinema camera.
Well, I was like over there, then I was like, I hear something over here. I was like, which way am I facing? I have to look at my GPS.
So you were out here flying the FX6 also?
Yeah, but there's only a few of us.
What are the odds of that? My setup. And look at that. You fly Komodo also, or are you
All Sony.
for the frame rate, or?
Low light and image quality. Everything about the La Mamba is if I have a heavier lens, I can sit the battery back a tiny bit.
Lock it in. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
make sure it's balanced.
Do you ever use Catalyst Browse or Gyroflow?
I tried Gyroflow and it was gorgeous, man. It just looked like GoPro footage, but cinema quality. I just couldn't believe it.
You like the 20 mil?
Yes, this or the 24. Quick hack though. I had some problems with the battery jiggling back and forth, so I got some of the foam that you get in all your FPV motors, shoved it between there, because when this isn't here, like listen, you have a little bit of play.
Oh, interesting. Are you flying Lumenier batteries?
Yeah, that's the only thing I fly.
And a little duster here.
No, I think you do. Like,
what do you mean? No, mine looks perfect.
You just got back from Burning Man over here.
No, this is the filter. It's the dirt filter. So dirt bike shots came out really good. Now we're back out here and look at this. So on this one, I'm gonna try zoom in all the way into 35 millimeters. So we're zoomed in, which is kind of tough to frame up the shot exactly. But since I'm recording at 120 frames per second, even though the shot is in tight and I may not be framed up perfectly, I only really need it to be in frame for just like a quick second so that I can slow it down and expand that out to a couple of seconds.
Look at the boy ripping.
Go, dude.
What do you guys think of the Jeep?
It looks great.
Yeah.
That drone looks good too.
I'm pretty sure my lens is just coated in dirt, so you go ahead and bring that back.
I never get to see the drone flying. I'm always that guy.
You're always in the goggles,
Yeah.
huh? What's the tightest lens you guys usually fly?
28.
28? Is there a lot of guesswork in the framing on 35? It's pretty tight.
Yeah,
your
you
cuts?
draw like lines.
Oh, you draw the lines on the goggles? I
Yeah.
don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm just looking at a super wide image and I'm just like, I don't know, maybe some of it will be in frame, but
Throw the crosshairs up and it will help.
I've been asking for a light craft sweater forever, bro. Hell yeah.
Medium.
Thank you. First impressions
look
of
at
the QAV Pro.
I like the thumb screws.
Jordan builds frames, so you know
Yeah.
this stuff. What are you looking at?
It's very wide. That's what I'm noticing. But it's really cool. It's like all the machining, it's beautifully built. And I like that it has lights. You see the little lights?
Yeah. Can I fly right now?
Sure.
Cool.
For how windy it is.
If you go like a few feet behind the dust, do you think it'll take down the drone, or
No,
do you think
yeah.
you're pretty safe?
You're pretty safe.
It just clouds up the lens, so I guess to save that for the end.
Oh, it's crazy. It like barely even notices that the wind is here. You know, this thing flies pretty well, man. We're gonna have to get you to fly one of our rigs. See how high my throttle is right now?
Yeah, it's in the middle, maybe 60%. Yeah.
We wouldn't even get up to this range with ours.
Really?
This battery's getting pretty low.
Yeah, we got about like 4 minutes.
It's just I can feel it starting to sag out here. It's definitely heavy. I think the heft of it is helping it in this scenario because we're getting a ton of wind and it's kind of just able to push through it. It's very stable.
60 mil, 120 frames per second. Do you guys do a lot of 120?
If we do shoot high speed, we shoot a lot with the Wave.
Are you guys getting the new free fly camera?
I want
The Ember?
I want one.
We really got to switch to 03. It's incredible.
Once I switched over, I can't really go back.
It's a lot heavier than our rigs. But it kind of helps with the stability. You're not gonna get like the maximum performance, but you'll be able to film really well with it.
It feels ready to go right out of the box
Yeah.
though, which is sweet.
I want you to try flying one of ours.
Oh damn, this wind is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So you guys fly 12S.
Yes.
Custom made, just all the power you can possibly put into it. Are these are carbon fiber propellers?
The carbon blend.
I don't know if I can fly this thing.
No, if this goes down, I'm gonna take responsibility and have to repair that one myself.
Oh man, they're letting me fly a Lightcraft rig.
Every time he says that, I get a little more nervous.
So on this thing, you would never really hit the full throttle.
No.
Oh, this is smart.
So then you can't yank it out.
Okay, that's what I need to do.
Yeah, you look
Hey.
good out there. Got the power to get around
Man,
it.
it could, yeah, I could swing it pretty easily. I'm rarely over 50% throttle.
Right.
It still feels heavy in the terms of like the momentum,
Right.
but in terms of just trying to get out of things, it's like easy.
Right.
But over
Oh,
and
look
just
at
kinda go on
that.
top, just-
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
Be careful.
Okay.
I don't need to crash it.
I haven't crashed a drone yet on this video, which is a problem. I gotta fix that.
Do it on one of yours, not one of ours.
I'm at like 70% throttle here. Holy crap. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fast, huh?
You're not helping the addiction.
We'll help with his addiction. How's the wind affecting it?
It's not bad, honestly.
Yeah?
You know, the drone is fine. I'm like being blown around though. That was exhilarating. A 12S. It's just like the intimidation. But after you get up in the air, it just like can go faster, but it doesn't have to go faster.
Right.
I never hit full throttle at all. Like just coming out of a dive, I might be at like 70%. You could commit to a dive much longer. These just drop so fast. Like
They're
they
heavy.
accelerate to terminal velocity like instantly.
They're really heavy. And,
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of power to pull out of those.
Yeah.
You got the gimbal FPV out?
Yeah, man, flying a little RS3 and a Komodo.
I used to have a Wrangler, so this brings back good old memories. Traction control off, please. There we go.
Oh my gosh, that's so much better.
I missed my Jeep.
Here, Gene.
Alrighty, guys.
See you
Fly
next
safe,
time.
homie.
Thank you.
Oh crap, I can't see. I can't see.
Okay, okay. Hold on.
Hold on.
You can't see anything?
No, nothing. Hold on.
Okay, you can just land right. Slow, 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 slow. You're about to hit 2 feet.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy crap! Oh my god, I lost visual for a second on that. A piece of mud just went straight into the lens. Oh my god, how's the camera doing? That's what happened to my lens. In my goggles, I could see the particles flying past, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be so nice. Let me just put the camera right here. It just looks so good, just right in here. And then one just went straight into my eyes, and I was like, I'm blind. I had to take off my goggles and get like find it quickly and then fly it back. But oh my gosh, that was freaking awesome. I'm excited for that shot. Because we shot it at 120 also. Yeah.
Is this the Inspired 2.5?
Sammy builds drones from the ground up, like printing the carbon fiber and all that stuff.
I designed, fabricated, designed it with Josh.
This is what I've been flying.
Oh, this is light.
Yeah, 16 to 35 f4. And this has a dual native ISO at 12,800.
Oh, you're
so
good.
it's like I never really need the
You don't need
f1.4.
A little bit dirty.
Finally, I gotta clear you.
This is just for protection.
Yeah. You like having GPS on all your setups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have GPS?
No.
It's good to have GPS on it.
Oh yeah, image quality on these FX6 are great.
Yeah, it is really nice.
You know, we had a couple of clients that asked for the FX6.
You could put the hand grip on there and all that stuff, or you could just strip it off and have it as a box camera pretty much.
4K 120.
The one downside of 120 frames per second is that it doesn't record the gyro data off the camera.
I definitely would want to run bigger, heavier props.
So you said you could put on thicker props, but then it would just reduce the flight time?
Yeah, because you're going to get a higher pitch. If you change props, you probably get a little more punch on it to see if it can hold like a hockey stop. That held it good. But I would change new props for sure. I mean, that's probably my biggest thing, but you're going to lose at least like 30 seconds.
Oh, flight time?
Motors are nice and cool.
Yeah.
So this is your setup here.
Yep.
Hey, look, you got the same controller as I did. What? I'm just kidding. I was just like, I brought this over to Sammy. Was just like, Sammy, I don't know how to set this up. Can you do this for me? You want to try flying it?
I'll fly it, yeah. Feels a little bit like doggish. It's probably just the props pitch.
So it's just not as grippy around the corners?
Yeah, I mean, it still has plenty enough.
I noticed that for the most part, it's pretty stable. Like,
it's really stable.
Rarely requires stabilization.
Yeah, overall, it flies pretty good. I think that you could literally, if you change the props, it'd be fine.
I just don't want to cook the motors, but...
Yeah, you won't. That's the same motors we have.
So yeah, I went ahead and ordered some wider 9-inch propellers to try that out. It sounds like it's a performance to battery life trade-off there. But anyways, I'm really happy that we managed to make it to the end of this video and this camera is still in one piece, right? Woohoo! All right. But one of the coolest things I saw while editing this video is how many different flying styles there are. For example, Jordan came in and started off with some classic FPV shots, but then threw in some real funky shots that were really cool and I didn't even know were possible. And then Sammy also did some freestyling with this, which is very cool. So now going back to some of the commercials he shot, I could see a little bit of his fingerprint on some of these shots. And then Josh came in and doing the surf-like motion. You could see that in the Toyota commercial he shot. Of course, there's Robert McIntosh, who got me into FPV in the first place, and he is the Cin Whoop master. There's no such thing as a gap too small for him to fit through. And then there's Nurk, the first one to ever show me a Cinelifter in action. And lately, Ellisman Jason has been giving me advice on how to fly long range. If you want to just see some of the craziest long range dives, definitely go check him out. And then of course, there's me that's still just struggling not to crash. So I just disarmed it. My joystick got stuck. A little piece of dirt got in the joystick and it just dunked this thing for a second. Luckily, it was only like a few feet. I think it's because I'm sitting too close to it as it takes off and all the rocks come up and get all over my controller and stuff. I'm gonna come back here where it's safer. Well, I was very close to making it through the whole video without crashing, but man, luckily it was very minor. Actually, not even a single propeller lost, so we're good. We're back in the air. Now, in terms of the setup, really happy with it. The camera quality, of course, is awesome, and the QAV Pro, it's got a lot of nice touches, like just plug it into Betaflight here. I like that it's just one screw to adjust the camera angle, and there's 4 screws here, so I could slide the camera back and forth in case I want to put a heavier lens on. You sure about this, Dan?
I feel good about it.
I generally get around 5 minutes of flight time if I'm just doing a light cruise. I know if you're used to Mavics where you get like a 30-minute flight time, that sounds terrible, but you know, these just have so much output when they're flying that fast through the air, so it really discharges these batteries pretty fast. These are not small batteries either. I'm also doing a little bit of testing with this thing here, Inspire 3, so let me know in the comments if you have any questions about that. But that is all. Thanks for watching. Click on stuff. I crashed.
Crash what?
This thing. The dumbest thing, man. A couple of like pebbles came and like landed right here on the thing, and then it jammed it.
That happened to me.
And then it was kind of heading towards me. I'm like, oh crap, and I disarmed it right there.
That happened to me before.